you're making a difference, that the decisions that you make are going to have a long lasting impact. I think one of the best definitions I heard of faith is believing in something that you have not seen, but knowing that you will eventually see it. And when we talk about developing students and developing our teammates and our classmates, we might not see it right now. We might not see it in the moment. It's almost as if we're investing in the stock market. We have to have faith that the stock market's going to grow so that we can retire. We have to have faith that what we're putting into our students, that what we're putting into our teammates is going to develop. And one day we will see the fruits of that. The story that I want to share when it comes to faith is a story about Jim Valvano. Now, many people might not know who he is, but I think if I say this story, it might ring a bell. If you ever watch ESPN, the sports network, every year they do a cancer research day where they raise money for something called the Jimmy V Foundation. Jimmy Valvano, he gave the very famous speech probably about 20 years ago where he said, "Cancer can take everything from me, but it can't touch my mind and it cannot touch my heart." And he left the stage by saying, "Don't give up, don't ever give up." So even at that point, when he was dying of cancer, he showed a great deal of faith. But I want to go back 40 years before that and talk about the faith that his father showed in him. Jim Valvano was a very good basketball player in high school. He did know that he probably had a cap on his talent and he wasn't going to play in the NBA. So when he was in high school, his dream became to be a NCAA basketball coach and to win a national championship. So when he was about 15 or 16 years old, he went to his dad and he said, "Dad, I know what I want to do with my life." And his dad, who was very attentive and very supportive of Jimmy, said, "What do you want to do, Jimmy?" He said, "Well, I've made the decision that I want to be a coach and I want to win the national championship one day." And his dad did something very powerful that I think speaks to faith. His dad stepped away from Jimmy and walked to his bedroom. And about 5 or so minutes later, his dad came out. His dad was carrying a suitcase. And his dad looked at Jimmy and he said, "Jimmy, I want to let you know that when you become a basketball coach and you are playing for the national championship, my suitcase is already packed and I'll be there." Now, what a powerful message of faith that's sent to Jimmy Valvano. Not only did he go on to win the national title several years later at NC State as the head coach, but that didn't even matter. What his dad was telling him is that I'm there with you no matter what. That I have faith in you no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're a basketball coach, if you're a doctor, or you're a lawyer, or you're a garbage man. My bag's packed, and I'm going to be with you wherever you go. So not only was Mr. Valvano displaying faith in his son, Mr. Valvano was also taking control of his own purpose and his own happiness by saying, "I'm going to be there to support my kid, and I know he's going to do great things." So if we look at that in the whole ecosystem as teachers, if we have faith that what we're doing matters, that what we're doing has a purpose, if we pack that suitcase for each one of our teammates, each one of our kids, what difference can we make? And how can you incorporate this into your classroom? I tried to put some ideas in there. At meetings, just share some cool stuff that you do. They don't